Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and this offseason, one of the most intriguing moves involves the Atlanta Falcons and their quest to elevate their defense to new heights. And believe me, what's happening right now could be a game changer, not just for the Falcons, but for the entire NFC South. We're talking about a blockbuster trade that's sending shockwaves through the league, a move that could define the Falcons' trajectory for years to come. So, buckle up, because this is one of those moments that could reshape the division and give Atlanta a real shot at contending for the Super Bowl. Let's start with the trade itself, because it's quite the headline. The Falcons, currently sitting at a solid 4-2 record, have made a bold move by acquiring Jalen Phillips from the Miami Dolphins. Phillips, drafted in 2021 out of Miami, has been a force on the edge when healthy, and this move signals Atlanta's serious intent to boost their pass rush. The Dolphins, on the other hand, are flipping Phillips after a tough start to their rebuild. They're sitting at 2-3, with cap space around $11 million, and have decided to focus on rebuilding their offensive line, especially after allowing 29 sacks so far this season. It's a strategic move by Miami, who's clearly prioritizing protecting their young quarterback and developing their trenches, even if it means parting ways with a talented pass rusher like Phillips. Now, what does this mean for the Falcons? Well, for starters, Phillips instantly elevates their pass rush. This guy's been outstanding in 2024, ranking among the top 15 edge rushers in the league. He's posted an impressive 11 sacks, along with 12 tackles for loss, and boasts an elite EPA per snap of plus 0.17, which is phenomenal for an edge defender. His PFF grade in 2024 is a solid 85.1, ranking him 12th among all edge rushers. Not to mention, his hurry rate is at 14%, placing him in the top 15 of the league. All these numbers speak volumes about the kind of impact Phillips can have, especially playing alongside Matthew Judon, creating a formidable duo that can terrorize opposing quarterbacks. And let's not forget about Phillips' recent form. In Week 3 against the Bills, he registered 4 pressures, a sack, and an EPA per rush of plus 0.18. These are game-changing plays, and they show that he's peaking at the right time. His career stats, 35 sacks and 50 tackles for loss, are already impressive, and he's only 25 years old. His bend-arc win rate is around 60%, a metric that highlights his ability to bend around blocks and get after the quarterback. His injury history, including an Achilles recovery in 2024 and a knee issue in 2025, caused him to miss a game, but nothing that seems to be hampering his explosiveness now. His burst speed is comparable to top-tier edge rushers like Von Miller at his peak, with a 4.5-second burst, which is lightning fast and makes him a nightmare for offensive linemen. So, what do the Falcons get from this trade? Well, projections indicate that Phillips could add around 8 sacks per season to Atlanta's total, significantly boosting their pass rush. Currently, the Falcons' sack total stands at 12, ranking 25th in the NFL, but with Phillips now in the mix, that number could rise dramatically. His presence is expected to push the team's pass rush grade from 82 up to over 86, which would put Atlanta comfortably in the top 12 in the league. This isn't just about individual stats. It's about transforming the entire defense, making it more aggressive, more disruptive, and more capable of shutting down opponents. Now, you might be wondering how this impacts the Falcons' overall strategy. Well, with Phillips on the edge, opposing quarterbacks will have a tougher time, and that pressure often leads to turnovers and sacks. And Atlanta's defense, historically, has been solid but not elite. This move aims to change that narrative. Pairing Phillips with Matthew Judon, who had 3 sacks in 2025, creates a dual threat that can overwhelm offensive lines. Lorenzo Carter, who has already contributed 3 sacks this year, adds even more firepower to this group. The combination of these players has the potential to turn Atlanta's defense into one of the league's most feared units. And it's not just about individual performances. The team's overall defensive metrics are expected to improve significantly. Right now, the Falcons are allowing about 22 points per game, which ranks around 15th in the league. With Phillips boosting the pass rush, that number could drop closer to 18, making them a much tougher team to beat. Especially considering how the offense, led by Kirk Cousins, is capable of controlling the clock and keeping the defense fresh. If Atlanta can sustain this level of pressure, their chances of making a deep playoff run increase substantially. Speaking of playoff implications, the odds are already shifting. Before the trade, the Falcons were considered underdogs, with Super Bowl odds around plus 5,000. But now, after acquiring Phillips, those odds have dropped dramatically to plus 2,200, and they are favored to win the NFC South at plus 200. This isn't just a minor upgrade, it's a statement of intent. The Falcons are positioning themselves as serious contenders, and Phillips' addition is a key piece in that puzzle. His ability to generate pressure, especially against mobile quarterbacks like Mayfield, who rely on their legs, will be crucial in high-stakes playoff games. The boost in defensive EPA against such QBs can be the difference between a deep postseason run or an early exit. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the bigger picture. The Dolphins, by trading Phillips, are clearly signaling a rebuild. They're focusing on developing their young offensive line and building for the future, even if it means sacrificing a talented edge rusher in the short term. It's a calculated risk, but one that might pay off if Miami's young players grow and the offensive line improves. Meanwhile, the Falcons are making a bold statement. They're all in on winning now. This trade signifies that they're ready to compete at the highest level, to challenge the top teams in the NFC, and to make a serious push for the Super Bowl, especially with a defense that's now significantly more dangerous. The impact of Phillips on the Falcons' defense could be similar to what we saw with players like Reddick boosting Philadelphia's pass rush in recent seasons. His ability to generate pressure, combined with the team's overall improvement, could lead to a surge in sacks, turnovers, and overall defensive dominance. It's an exciting time for Falcons fans because this move isn't just about filling a roster spot, it's about transforming the identity of the team. Atlanta wants to be a team that strikes fear into opponents, a team that can close out games with relentless pass rush pressure. And with Phillips now part of the squad, that vision feels more achievable than ever. Looking ahead, the Falcons' schedule could benefit from this upgrade. Facing mobile quarterbacks and high-powered offenses will be a challenge, but with Phillips rushing from the edge, Atlanta's defense could disrupt those plans significantly. Plus, the team's ability to generate pressure on third down, especially against top-tier offenses, will be a key factor in their success. If Phillips can replicate his 2024 form, the Falcons will have a real weapon in their arsenal, one that can turn the tide of games and help them secure playoff positioning. And don't forget about the fans. This move energizes the entire Atlanta community. It shows that the Falcons are serious about competing now and that they're willing to make bold moves to achieve their goals. It's a message to the division rivals, to the league, and most importantly, to the fans. Atlanta is back in the game, and they're here to contend. The NFC South is now more unpredictable than ever, and Phillips' addition could be the catalyst that propels Atlanta to the top of the division standings. So, in conclusion, this trade isn't just a transaction, it's a statement. The Falcons are making a clear move towards becoming serious contenders, and Phillips could be the X factor that takes them over the edge. His elite production, combined with Atlanta's existing talent, sets the stage for what could be a historic season. The odds are shifting, the division is shaking up, and the Falcons are positioning themselves as the team to beat. For fans, this is an exciting chapter, one that could lead to the playoffs, to deep runs, and maybe, just maybe, a shot at hoisting that Lombardi Trophy once again. Stay tuned because the best is yet to come, and the Atlanta Falcons are right in the middle of all the action. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news.